Hey there, legendary souls. I just woke up. I'm falling back in love with naps, and they're a beautiful thing. They're a beautiful thing. It's been a very sleepy weekend in the Ada Ad Astra household. I'm going to switch up how I do these Astro news updates, these Astro energy updates, because I fully forgot that I kind of hate the news, and I always have since I was a child. And by that I mean that they just hurt my feelings, like a lot. Like I would be like a little 3 or 4 year old and everything would just be so urgent. It would be, you need to do this and this is happening, and there was so much fear, and I could feel that as a little baby witchy empath, you know? And I'm sure you still feel it, whether you choose to watch the news or not, whether you choose to get your news in different forms and fashions. What I've settled on is, I know what's happening. I know what's happening on an energetic level because I'm connected to my body. And that is enough for me. Maybe that's enough for you too. So this is gonna move in a very different way. Probably more like what I used to do. We're coming full circle these days. The new moon is gonna be in Pisces. The new moon is in Pisces. For Piscean energy, time is not real. So this energy is, it's everything. To quote a Piscean, everything is everything. We're gonna be moving at the pace that feels just right for us. There are a lot of different messages that might come through in this. So let's take a moment. Let's check in with the tarot. Let's stay close to the tarot and let's see what emerges. Y'all. We have the Page of Cups. So one of the messages right now, you see in the Page of Cups that there is a cup that this person is holding, and there's a fish coming out of it. And it's not pretty often that you see a fish in a cup. There's a lot of unexpected things happening, not just this week, but this month, the next 6 months, this calendar year. The actual year, astrological year, hasn't even started yet. It starts with Aries season. Pisces is actually the oldest in the zodiac, so we're ending our year out. Be prepared for a lot of unexpected things. And while that may be true for life in general, something that people say very often, right, is you may not be able to control life, or you may not be able to control other people, but something that you can do is just stay close to yourself. What is your response to what is going on? This person looks kind of pleased and just like, fish, what are you doing in there? No, you're not supposed to be in there. That can be your response. You can have a gentle approach to whatever's going on. You can react wildly. You can react in a big way. You can respond in whatever way that feels right for you. Follow your instincts, follow your gut, follow your intuition, and then allow yourself to reflect afterwards on your progress, on your opportunities, on the places that there are still left for you to grow. This is not, Piscean season is not the season to get really hard on yourself and to stay in the depths of the ocean, because do you know what it's like down there? It's like when people try to go to outer space. The ocean is like outer space. Like people need all sorts of equipment to get down there. There's only a certain level that even like submarines can go. Like there are levels that are so dark, you can't see anything. There are levels that there is so much pressure, you wouldn't be able to breathe. Your lungs would just implode. Your body would implode. Piscean season this Piscean season is starting off. Saturn is going to move into Pisces in this Pisces season. I'm very excited because I have a Saturn in Aquarius, so I get to give a baton over to the folks who have their Pisces Saturn. I love Piscean energy. But for the folks who maybe have Piscean energy, or where Saturn in Pisces is going to be moving through a sign or a house or a part of their life that is going to add a lot of that oceanic type of bottom of the ocean pressure, just try to stay as close to yourself as you can. This experience is going to be life-changing for us all. The message that I was getting for this energy is that we are still in a pandemic, but the depths and the fears and the pains of the pandemic that we all experienced, many of us experienced in the whole world a few years ago, a lot of us haven't healed. A lot of us haven't healed. A lot of us, we moved through it. We found ways to cope. We found ways to connect. We found ways to let ourselves go to the depths of the depression that we were experiencing, or the anxiety that we were experiencing, or we had breakups, we had friendships end, we had to move out of places, we had to move out of institutions. There was a lot of movement, and many of us were in survival mode. I think maybe everyone, I don't know if I can say everyone, but many of us were in survival mode, and so many of us learned how we survive. What about survival mode works for us, and what about survival mode is helpful, harmful, has room for us to grow, but how instinctual it was for each of us. Piscean season and this Saturnian season that will last for the next 2.5 years. So we're talking like 2025. This is why I'm saying time is not real. This is why this reading is like, we're just gonna move, because Piscean energy has a wisdom that is not going to be confined by a linear way of speaking or thinking or doing. I'm breathing because I can feel the upsurges of the waves. Maybe you can too. This energy, y'all, all that matters is how we respond, because healing can be scary, healing can be illuminating, healing can be clarifying, healing can be done alone mostly, healing can be done in community, healing can be done with the help of professionals, healing can be done by doing a lot of body work. There are so many different ways. There is no one right way. There is no one way to do anything. All there is for us to move through life, to see what comes up, and to notice how we respond to what comes up. That's it. That's it. And when we notice, it's a matter of trying not to judge ourselves. And even if we do judge ourselves, trying not to judge that we judged ourselves. There's a whole lot of wisdom that is going to be coming through at this time, but it's not going to come quickly. It's not going to come all at once. Correction. It may come all at once. It may come quickly. It may also come over time. It may come gradually, because water does whatever the fuck it wants. Expect seasons of tsunamis, expect seasons of monsoons, and I'm speaking energetically. Sometimes the weather does also a lot of times the weather also reflects what's going on energetically. But I'm speaking of individual lives, I'm speaking of relational components, interpersonal dynamics, how you're feeling within your work environment, what's going on in institutions or communities that you're a part of. Tsunamis, monsoons, downpours. Oh my gosh. It's like, it feels really hard to describe. Piscean energy is a feeling, it's a sensation, it's an experience. It feels really hard to describe. Hopefully you're getting little glimmers and pieces and glimpses. And we'll keep checking in with this energy as time goes on, so there'll be more over time. And you're intuitive, you'll pick up the things you're meant to pick up. The image that I had before I got on this, I just woke up. I was like, we don't gotta write anything down, self. Let's just go try. Let's just go do this. Maybe you love it, maybe you don't. I love it. I'm into this. I'm into this journey. Thank you, Spirit. This is how Pisces energy runs for me. It's very circular. It moves all over the place. You can't pin it down. It feels like it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, and it has a lot of wisdom. This is the way that our ancestors spoke. This is the way that our ancestors moved and talked. They were watching the celestial cycles. They were looking up to the sky and the stars. They were connecting to the animal spirits, and they were recognizing that there is a wisdom greater than them. They were really close to their communities. This Piscean season is the foreshadowing for what we need as a collective. We have the pandemic, right? Many of us keep using past tense language, like myself just now, as though it's over, as though we've moved through it. The thing is, we haven't healed. Not completely. That is a collective trauma. There were people who couldn't grieve so many things that occurred during that time. And grief gets stuck in the body. Grief doesn't just disappear because the situation is now different. Grief shows up when we have the capacity to experience grief. And sometimes grief knows about our capacity before we do. This is getting a little long. We have the 6 of Sticks. All right. The 6 of Sticks represents success, victory. This Piscean season, your focus gets to be on what you're feeling among more than anything else. There is grief that is coming up, or there is grief that is moving through. Both are probably happening for you in some form or fashion. When grief arises, it takes over our whole body, it takes over our whole perception, it changes how we move through the world. So what we can do is check in with how we feel. What we can do is we can breathe a little bit more. We can meditate. We can take our time. We can try to slow down. What we can do is we can ask for support from our community members. We can take naps. We can dress in ways that feel like they express how we're doing or how we want to feel. Stay close to your body this season because the wisdom is here. You don't gotta look outside for nothing these days. I have so much to say, as you can tell. I started like 5 different subjects, but you got what you were meant to get. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about this. I hope that life is life for you. I hope that you are kind to yourself as much as you can be. And I hope that you celebrate the successes, because there are quite a few. I'll catch you in the future. This is Ada at Astra, taking you from the moon into the stars. Bye.